I boarded the plane just 2 days ago, crossed the pond, landed in Geneva. 3-hour drive to the most scenic, most beautiful mountains in all of Europe. I'm talking about the French Alps. In particular, I'm talking about Les des Alpes. The third year here for Crankworx. The most epic free riding in the world taking place right here. Speed and style taking center stage with the best free riders ready to battle it out for supremacy. This is what it's all about. This is what they've been waiting for. It all starts right now. Biggest slopestyle competitions in the world. Last year's defending champ, Brandon Semifinal. All about your Rock Shock Pump Track Challenge.
And it goes to Adrian Laurent, the winner.
It is time to welcome the world to the biggest European free ride mountain bike competition in all of Europe, and it's here in scenic Les des Alpes. For more about Les des Alpes, let's check in with our French-speaking member of the team, Tom Granger.
And we're here in beautiful northern French Alps, Les des Alpes, basically paradise if you're a mountain biker. 110 kilometers of trail, over 2,500 meters of elevation, and of course, world-class course at Crankworx. And to know more about the course, we're gonna go check out with Ryan Meyer.
That's right, with world-class courses up here, Dom. We're here in Les des Alpes, and they have made the riders' disciplines mix up, racers and free riders, for a true atmosphere of speed and style. You're going for the top section where it's very fast, slalom-style berms, coming into 2 big jump features, a wall ride middle of the course, and finishing off with a massive big jump feature at the end. 3 judges are gonna be scoring to see who has the top prize and seeing if they get off with the racer advantage at the bottom. For more, we'll check out with Brad.
You got that right, Ryan. Racers versus free riders. I got my idea who's going to take the win out here today, but that's a whole different story. I'll tell you what, if you're watching at home and you're taking pictures and you want to make some comments as well, please do so. We want to hear from you. Hashtag CrankworxL2A. Hashtag CrankworxL2A. Now, we've been talking about how epic this place is, and you are missing it, but you are watching it at home. But I'll tell you what, the most epic trails, the most epic courses here at Crankworx. Enough of me yapping about it. Let's show you what this place is all about and what you're missing. Take a look at this right here.
And speaking of Les des Alpes mountain, this is such an incredible mountain to come out to. I ride North America quite often. Obviously, I've been living out there, but living here on the European coast, coming up to the Alps and being able to ride up here, 2,500 meters of vertical elevation for the runs, over 110 kilometers of trails is just exponential opportunities and just mountain bike heaven for us.
You know, you got that right. I came out here for the first time last year and saw what they have out here. And I've ridden North America, for a long time. But coming out here and seeing firsthand what Europe's all about and the French Alps, amazing place. I mean, the trails are kept up in pristine condition.
Yeah, and as we're talking the difference between different continental shifts, as we come over to the French side, they might be a little more lenient with some things, and we have a lot of cool gap features, tabletops on some courses, but when it gets into the double black stuff, it's real serious riding, and any given day you can come out here and ride with a whack of pros.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to bring up my bike, but I'm going to go down to the specialized area and rent up a bike as we
you got the
give
hookup?
a couple free days.
You got the hookup right now?
Yeah,
All right, so can we go down there? All right, I'll tell you what. Well, GT, speed and style is what it's all about out here. You know, we've seen what the trails are all about. It's amazing stuff, but it's time to get the first webcast under our belt and get things started, Crankworx style. It's all about the Crankworx party, and it's all about your GT, speed and style, and I'm excited to get this going. How you feeling, man?
Oh, it's really going to be some action-packed stuff. We were watching in qualifying. The break is really small, so it's even going to go even lower, and we've seen just a whack load of guys. Even new guys like Nikolai Rogatkin coming out here to try the speed and style event.
It's all coming up next. Stay where you are. It is right here, right now.
But one of the most action-packed days we have here. We're going into Pump Track later on this evening.
Yeah, looking forward to that Pump Track Challenge presented by Rock Shock. But not only that, the big event, of course, of Crankworx, always the signature event, Slopestyle coming up for you on Saturday, and then brand new to the Webcast schedule, your Polygon Air DH taking place on Sunday. Excited for all the competitions out here. Well, for more insight on the competition, let's check in with Dom Granger. Dom?
That's right, Brad. I'm here with Tyler McCall from GT Bikes. Tyler, how are you today?
I've been better. I had one of the worst slams of my life in slopestyle practice yesterday and took it pretty hard. Got a bunch of x-rays, nothing's broken, but decided to sit speed and style out even though I really wanted to ride it, and hopefully I'll be able to ride slopestyle tomorrow.
Well, we hope so too. We really wish we could see you riding right now. You have quite a nice setup here. We see that you chose a double suspension bike. Why is that? Is it a personal preference? Why do you choose that?
Just kind of personal preference. I always grew up riding suspension. Some people like hardtail, some people like suspension, and GT made this amazing custom bike for me this year. It works really good for slopestyle and for speed and style, so a little bummed I don't get to make the GT guys proud on here today, but hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to make up for it.
And so for all the tech-savvy people watching us right now, can you walk us through the little personal touches in your bike?
Yeah, I wanted this to feel like a mini downhill bike. It's got a 150mm rear hub and an 83mm bottom bracket, so it's super wide and stiff for when I over-rotate 360s off drops and stuff. And it's just single pivot, really light, really stiff. It's pretty much exactly what I need, so it's good.
That's perfect. So GT distortion that you're riding, and if you had to place a bet on someone that's going to be riding today on the GT Speed and Style, who would it be?
I'd say my money's on Cam Zink. He's got the speed, he's got the style, he's got the tricks, and you know he's going to want to win today because it's 4th of July, and he's probably the most patriotic American I know. So hopefully he'll be able to take a win here, and I obviously want to see my brother do well too. So I'd like to see them two in the finals. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be a great final to have a battle between the two of them. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and we really hope that your arm feels better by tomorrow and to see you on the slopestyle contest. Thanks. Back to you, Brad.
Nicely done, Dom, catching up with T-Mac, the man himself right there. Well, it is all coming up for you. Your GT Speed and Style coming at you right after this.
Put that on your calendar, August 8th to the 17th. That's Crankworx 2014.
Well, Ryan Meyer, Brad J here up in the booth. We've now relocated to our new spot here to call the competition for you. And Ryan, before we get started, can you break it down, the keys to the competition?
Yeah, well, keys to the comp, we have a couple aspects that are really important here, and we're thinking about it, and we're looking at it, you know, combination tricks, because we've seen speed and style kind of evolve already, and we've seen some of those tricks. 360s and backflips were very generic, and now we're working into who can do those quick truck drivers, 360 whips, those quick tricks, but you have the combination, so you get that advantage, because a lot of the racers are able to do those 360s and flip variations as well. So that's a differentiating.
Okay, well, now you talk about the start. The start not as important. How come the start is not as important?
Well, when we look from a racer perspective and you're looking at dual slalom, that's pretty much where we're saying it's not as important to get that whole shot thing. But then as well, you look at successful strategies and things like that. That's where we were talking with Simon Gosiak, and he's saying, you know, I'm focusing really on doing tricks. And instead of just looking at for the pure speed, because I know I don't have that, I want to focus on tricks. And then Bernard Kerr is doing the complete opposite. But as well, we have young versus old riders. So there's a couple of riders. I mean, I don't want to be called out for this, but Cam McCall and Cam Zink, they're veterans in here. And they're going up against guys who are much, much younger than Nikolai Rogatkin, Anthony Missouri. They're much younger guys. And to have that bit of a strategic advantage in their head of being a bit more matured in the atmosphere here, I think that's something that's really going to play into this as well.
Wait, that's kind of like us, young versus old up here. I'm the old guy in this in this mix here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, last year, what an amazing competition went down here last year, and by the magic of video replay, why don't we take a look at the highlights from last year? Take a look at this. And that's how the story was written last year. And a guy looking to put his own name in the GT Speed and Style history books is down with Dom right now.
And I'm here with Bernard Kerr. Bernard, you're known to be a racer. You're a downhill racer. You race pump track as well. Now, speed and style, you're adding some little tricks to your resume.
Yeah, I guess. I think I'm just trying to go fast, actually. The turns are real good up there, and I'm just trying to go faster than the other guys, really, because if they do a trick, they're probably going to beat me on that anyway, so just having fun, really.
And you like the course this year? Well, I guess it's your first time on the speed and style, or you haven't done it before?
I've done it a couple of times. Normally, I just suck at it. I'm going a bit better this year, but the course is great. Turns are good. Just hopefully we get down before it rains.
And do you have your strategy is, of course, going to be banking on your speed. Do you have some tricks lined up, or are you going to...
I have a couple tricks, but I don't know if there's much point doing them, you know, because if they win the second doing a backflip and I do a no-hander, then I've just lost time and lost the second. So I think just go as fast as I can.
All right, well, thank you very much for this. I will wish you good luck and can't wait to see you ride.
Thanks.
And thanks, Dom, with that one right there, catching up with Bernard Kerr. Brad J. up in the booth, Ryan Meyer, and we're ready to get this thing started. Your GT Dual Speed and Style. We've narrowed it down to the top 16 doing battle. Our first matchup here, Bernard Kerr out of Great Britain and Simon Godzik from Poland will match up together.
Put him asleep up there. Okay, looks like they're all getting ready there, Bernard Kerr. Thanks for the insight that he was just giving in that little interview with Dom.
So Bernard Kerr on the red course, Simon Godzik from Poland on the blue. 16 riders here in your GT Dual Speed and Style. Red Bull TV, here we go, and we're off racing.
So, windy days going on here. But looks like, Bernard Kerr's round and about in that flat corner. This is the infamous rock corner that we have on the Dual Speed and Style course. Oh, and a big backflip out of Simon Gosiak. But as we heard him say previously, that he doesn't feel that he's so favored in the racing, so he's just going to be going for the big tricks. And Bernard actually going for the opposite strategy there. So you see them making it way down, and Bernard Kerr is far in front. He's definitely going to be getting the speed advantage. And Simon Gosiak is going to be getting the trick advantage. So we're just going to wait and see here. There's a formula that they've mixed out for the point advantage. So there's going to be 3 judges scoring on each of those 2 features.
So it's not just about going the speed, it's definitely speed, and you got to have the tricks too. It's a package deal here out here today.
Yeah, and I believe what I heard in qualification, it was 1.08 was the difference each jump. So that means the rider who was able to get the better trick off that jump would be rewarded with 1.08 deducted off his time. The formula is going to change as the riders have re-racked and gone into the final format here. So as we see the results come up, we're going to be able to see kind of what the time break is. Oh, so Simon Gottsiak going with a plus 5 seconds.
What did you do? Flips. 2 flips. It's never too windy for flips.
Round of 8. Both jumps are going to Simon Gottsiak on this one. Obviously, we had seen that, and the time advantage
This one, I was so windy on this one.
shows that 4.1 seconds. Well, that's a lot to make up, so we're going to see how they're going to re-rack that and maybe a little different strategy playing on that one.
So our next matchup we have from the USA, Cam McCall going against Brendan Howie. Brendan, of course, out of Canada. So USA versus Canada. McCall on the red course and Brendan Howie on the blue course. This is their first matchup in the round of 16 here at Ladies Alpes for your GT Dual Speed in Style. Thanks for joining us on Red Bull TV. Brad Jay and Ryan Meyer in the booth. And Cam looks all business here today.
Yeah, so these are the freeride boys.
3, 2,
I guess
1,
they're
go.
both monitoring the flag, seeing what's going on, but this is more a slopestyle versus slopestyle, see if they can continue their speed. And Brendan Howie railing corners. Oh, he's getting it on the outside line, coming out in front of McCall. Means he was faster around that corner. And McCall going for the trick, and Brendan opting just to go for a dead sailor over there. Howie is getting the lead after he passes off the SRAM wall. So Brendan Howie from Canada, raining from Tawas in BC, is going to be taking the lead. And the tricks will clearly be going to Cam McCall now as he's doing 2 flips. So from the time advantage, Cam McCall is nearly 2 seconds slower than Brendan. But we're going to see what the tricks will be linking up.
Well, and you called it straight air by Howie on the first jump, and Cam looking to flip that one. So let's see if how that pays off, tricks versus speed.
And then cutting back the times. Jump 1 is going to be going to Cam McCall. We're obviously seeing that, and jump 2, so he's going to be taking those. So plus 9 for Cam. Nice. So next up, we see Greg Watts, Mongoose, Rockstar rider. It's gonna be a bye round actually. So Greg is just gonna be going down course by himself, doing it for America on his birthday.
3, 2,
America's
1,
birthday, not
go.
Greg's birthday.
Yeah, I don't think it's Greg's.
No.
There we go.
This is a flashy run for the 4th of July. All the boys were, you know, they like coming out here to Ladies Alpes, but some of the Americans want to stay home for the 4th of July. I think they're happy that fireworks are legal in France.
I did not know that. That's a true deal, huh?
Oh, pretty much. Anything goes. So Greg actually comes from a dual slalom background. I met Greg, I don't know, 10 years ago in Sea Otter in Monterey, California, and he was riding for another frame manufacturer, and he was racing dual slalom on a professional level and doing the World Cup circuit and all stuff like that. He's always involved with the tricks, but now we call him PlayStation, so I think he definitely shot out of that racer attire and started doing freeride more.
All right, so just so Greg Watts racing against his own son. Now, is that something you're going to hold back on? Are you going to drop what the tricks you're going to do when you're facing someone? Are you going to let someone see what you're going to do?
Yeah, I think these guys pretty much know what everyone's capable of. And like we were talking about earlier with the hits, combinations are going to be something like when we have a couple of riders who are really comfortable doing truck drivers and 360 whips and stuff like that, that's what we're going to see into the finals. And that's when it's going to be a key factor when you see riders like Sam Reynolds and Simon Gottsiak line up in the gates there.
All right.
Well, speaking of Sam Reynolds, we have him just up in front of us. He's going to be in the next gate here. Sam Reynolds versus
Benoit
Chavets.
So next matchup, as we talk about Sam Reynolds. Sam Reynolds on the red. Benoit Chauvet on the blue. And here we go, we're back to racing here. GT dual speed in style underway.
Okay, so Reynolds is getting around the corner there. Big back from Reynolds, but keeping it quite close with the times. So this is when the riders who are close in the battle are really going to make up. Oh, and Reynolds slips out in that corner there. Let's see if Bernard is going to be able to catch up. No, but he goes for a tail whip 360. We're going to have to see who gets the time advantage on that one. Leave it up to the judges. I believe the trick advantage, from my point of view, would be going to Reynolds on that first jump, but on the second one, it's pretty close there, and as the times are close, this is really where the speed and style event is taking its lead.
So we'll see here, Sam Reynolds, Benoit Chauvet. So jump 1 going to Sam Reynolds. Jump 2 as well.
Going to Reynolds. Okay, so that's going to put Reynolds in the lead by 1.13 seconds.
So nicely done by Sam Reynolds. Back up to the top now. Adrien Laurent is up for you next on the red course. Now remember, he's the back-to-back winner in pump track. We'll see him later tonight. So it looks like this will be a bye round, so it'll just be Adrien Laurent, the French rider. And join us later this evening for the pump track. Be able to see this man who won it out there in Whistler, won the pump track out here last year.
Yeah, he was on a pump track winning rampage for Crankworx.
I mean, he
dominating quite well.
He dethroned Mitch Ropalato, who had won it like 3 years in a row.
Yeah, it came out with not even a bike sponsor, nothing like that, and shows up to the pump track. But anyways, we'll get back to that later this evening, so make sure that you stay online and watch us for the pump track presented by RogShock. We're going to have a fun time over there, kind of a more jam format. Not as formal as some of the other stuff that you see us doing here, but Adrien Laurent giving it down course for his bye run.
I gotta think that you're not gonna show all your cards here. If you're just going single and you're on there, you're gonna advance on no matter what. Why? You wouldn't even need to show everything. Just do what you're gonna do. Don't show your cards. So when you match up against someone, he doesn't know what you're gonna do when it comes to the jump sections.
So we know who is the winner of that round, obviously. We're going to go straight back out to the top.
Yeah, our next matchup, they're getting stacked and racked. The wind picking up pretty big time out here.
It's definitely not good for any of the free riders who wanted to start. But
here we go. We got Kelly McGarry on the red course out of New Zealand. Quentin Derbier from France. He is on the blue course.
So this is free rider versus racer. How are they able to compete here? The veteran, Kelly McGarry, slopestyle rider. Looks like he's out in front there, but Derbier is getting him. He's a little in front off the lead on that flat rock corner. They're coming up to the first jump.
Nice X
up versus a straight air, and coming into this nice SRAM wall, keeping it low for Derbier, and McGarry is falling a little bit behind as Derbier is really pumping through the berms, but he just slid out a tiny bit. Still holding his line, and McGarry going to be going for the backflip off that one. Definitely going to be taking the trick advantage there.
When you're Kelly McGarry, you're behind in as far as the speed goes, and you're coming to the last jump. You might as well throw something in there. You see that he's straight airing it, so Kelly McGarry coming up and flipping it. So the advantage, Derbier on time. But here's the replays. Take a look right here. There's both of these riders going to work. Here's a look at the X up right there.
So you see how low Derbier was keeping it off that first jump. That's how the riders are keeping their wheels on the ground to get the most speed. And that, I think, is what the racers are really going to be focusing on for their strategy.
All right, so Kelly McGarry behind on the time, but let's see what the jump is. I got to think he's going to take the jump. Jump number 1, yes, that does go to Kelly McGarry. Jump number 2 has got to go to him, too, as well. He had the flip in there. Yes, it does.
And so that's going to make it a really close battle there. Just 0.67.
So, you know, look at it. So, I mean, this sums it up on how speed and style is all about. I got to think if Kelly McGarry goes for something other than the X up on jump number 1, that might have changed situations right there. And now we move on to our next competitors, Cam Zink from the USA, Thomas Lemoine from France.
And as well, Tom Lemoy is a slopestyle rider, but Zink has a really big racing background. We know Zink was always a very racing influence. He races motocross constantly and likes to keep up with the speed and things. So we'll see how he's doing out here.
Well, he's won it in 2012, Cam Zink.
Oh, so backflip first tuck no-hander. I think Zink is still being able to carry so much speed there with the backflip.
So here we go.
Yeah, look, almost neck and neck, but Zink is still holding a bit of an advantage. Yeah, definitely coming into the bottom jump, and a backflip table versus a truck driver.
Well, Cam Zink definitely crossed the line first, so as far as speed goes, he has that, but does he have the jump line on that as well? So winner of speed, Cam Zink.
Yeah, I'd like to take a look at that last jump replay. I'm not sure if it was a truck driver or a 360 X-up, but there you go, Cam Zink, 360 table. Yeah, so it was a backflip table from Zink and a 360 X-up from Lemoy.
All right, well, let's see what the judges think here. Jump number 1, jump number 2. Who's going to claim that one? Jump number 1 is going to go to Cam Zink. So the judges liking that. Jump number 2 is going to go to Tomas right there. So, and the advantage is going to go to Cam Zink right there, getting jump number 1 and getting the speed on that one.
Oh, but it makes it a really close race. This is why that speed and style format is so popular with the crowd up here. It's a really fun, exciting atmosphere when you get the times that close at the very end. Next riders, 2 Canadian boys, Tom van Steenberg and Mitch Chubby.
As the French announcer called him Chubby, no, it is Mitch Chubby. Just to break that down for you, the Canadian versus Canadian, Stiesberger. Tom in it. Here we go. Let's see what these guys got, Ryan.
So we know that Tom has a big racing influence as Bas van Steenberg. Oh, and he goes down in the first corner.
Oh.
Too bad for Tom. Mitch knows that he's going to just be cruising down. Wind could have played a factor, or as well, Tom is on a Boro bike. He's riding Reader's bike right now. I think the airlines need to do a bit better of a job. They've lost a couple bikes as riders were traveling over.
So many horrible stories about that, too. I was talking to Cam McCall about that same thing. You know, flying out, lost a bike, too, as well. So, Chubby.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I have a flight with United soon.
Good luck on that. All right, and here's, as I call him, Stiesberger finishing things up. Tom crossing the line right there, and obviously it's going to go to Chubby. Chewbacca will take the advantage here.
It's funny to see Chubby all decked out in race kit right now.
Yeah, you don't normally see that.
Well, he's like jeans and a t-shirt usually.
Chubby the winner of the speed, no problem there. Jump number 1. All right, we'll be right back with more racing coming up. Stick around, don't miss anything. GT dual speed and style when we return.
Put that on your calendar, August 8th to the 17th. That's Crankworx 2014.
My nuts. Well, that worked out. I guess Chris hit it, so I made it down.
And we are back into the racing for you. GT dual speed in style in Les Deux Alpes, France, the French Alps. Brad J, Ryan Meyer on the mic. And now second runs coming up here in our round of 16.
Are we ready? So as you see there, who's the free rider, do you think?
Oh, let me see. Maybe Simon in this one?
Yeah, energy drink, helmet, tank top, Masters of Dirt. Nothing to prove there versus race kits, Mr. I'm sticking my wheels on the ground as low as possible.
But Kerr, the winner of run 1. So the racer win on that one. Here we go.
And
second matchup.
As you see, Gosiek is going to be DQ'd on this one. Crossing lanes, dual slalom rules apply to this one. Bernard Kerr is going to be the one who advances then.
Yeah, so kind of a lackluster finish out of these two, but that's going to eliminate. Simon will be out. And you did say, so eliminated, so if you cross over into the other lane, you are disqualified. That's a DQ, right?
Yeah, that's a DQ. It's like cutting gates in skiing or snowboarding.
You can't do that.
No, you can't.
Just unfortunately do that. Well, so there's a situation where the racer prevails over the free rider. So not sure what went wrong there. Bernard Kerr, that's all history now. Bernard Kerr is going to be the one moving on. So despite what they put here, Bernard Kerr, obviously the winner of speed. And jump 1 going to Bernard Kerr. And jump 2 going to Bernard Kerr for a full sweep right there. Both jumps and the speed, Bernard Kerr moving on. So let's take our attention back up top. The next matchup, Cam McCall. And he's going against Brendan Howie. So USA versus Canada on 4th of July. So you know that Cam wants to be the one. So the winner in run number 1, Brendan Howie, had the win. Cam McCall has got to play catch up here, Ryan.
Yep. So 0.9 of a second.
3, 2, 1, go!
Rolling in. Foot on the ground start, really relaxed. Howie looks to be taking the lead as well, drifting around the corner there, foot dabbing. Howie's been working a lot out with the coastal crew on his bike. Oh, McCall going for a nice backflip there. Howie is just gaining on him, however, rolling into the Stremel. Whoa, McCall keeping it super low, however. Howie jumping that log section is kind of the whoops. Getting away with no tricks. Cam McCall going for another backflip.
So now that's going to stack up. You saw him whipping it out there on that second jump for Brendan Howie. And you know, if you're Cam McCall and you're losing the speed race, you just got to go tech on the jumps. You got to get some tricks in there to see if you can make up the difference.
And as we saw Cam Zink actually doing it previously, as they were quite close in time speeds, the backflip you can keep pretty low and keep your momentum going. So that seems to be some of the free riders' tricks that they want to do when they're still trying to keep up the speed.
Brendan Howie, winner of speed. Jump number 1 going to Cam McCall. No surprise there. Jump number 2 going to Cam McCall. No surprise on that one either.
Still going to put him at 1 second, 0.69 back.
Not going to do it. So Brendan Howie will be moving on, and Cam McCall has been eliminated.
Nice to see my local boy doing really good there.
Hey, wait a minute, man. It's 4th of July. I was pulling for Cam McCall on that one.
You know, Howie, oh, here we go. Are we doing another bye with Greg? Because
he had no one matched up against him, so Greg Watts will obviously be the one to move on here.
Yeah.
Unless he was not able to finish. But then he would still move on.
Ready?
Don't know how that works.
3, 2, 1, go!
Once again, if I'm Greg Watts, I don't show all my cards right here. I keep them close. I keep those close because whoever I'm matching up next, they're not going to know what I'm going to do. So I just straight air everything and just cruise it. But that's not his strategy.
So Greg going down here, we had a couple guys crash out earlier, and it kind of goes, we're trying to make sure that all the riders get the same amount of runs. So instead of Greg just holding off and not doing this run, we kind of just forced him to go down, so he's fatigued as well, just like the other athletes, so he didn't just get to relax that entire time, so he has to kind of go through the paces a little bit and get all the way back up to the top.
Oh, that makes complete sense right there. So Greg Watts moves on. So our next matchup is going to be Sam Reynolds, Benoit Chauvet from France. So Chauvet's going to be on the red. Sam Reynolds is now going to be on the blue. So France versus Great Britain here in this next matchup. Winner of run 1, that goes to Sam Reynolds from Great Britain. So Benoit got his work cut out for him here. Riders are locked and loaded up top.
Okay, ready?
Okay, so riders ready in the gate.
Was that your sound effect? I like that. Good job, Ryan.
Okay, Reynolds looks like he's lagging a tiny bit, but we'll see after this corner. He's keeping it quite nice and lean as I'm looking up course to the first jump. Reynolds is getting it with the big backflip there and holding his momentum. Let's see who's leading out in front after the SRAM. Well, Reynolds, though, you know, he rides quite a lot with Mr. Fairclaw out back doing some downhill, so he has the speed as well. Oh, and a 360 out of Reynolds and a fist prompt from Bernard Chavez.
Well, that might be a little early to be celebrating. I mean, I know Benoit is going to take the speed on that one, but then you got to think, obviously Sam Reynolds is going to take those jumps, but is it going to be enough to make up the difference?
As we saw, I believe it's just around a second, the difference time that it's given exactly. Specifically, there's a formula that Darren Kennard from Crankworx has worked out to figure out how do we judge the time difference. You basically take the first qualifying spot's time plus the median qualifying time and divide it by 2, and that's how they get the time difference.
I am no mathematician, but Ryan Meyer, a partner in crime, throwing it down for you. Jump 1 going to Sam Reynolds, jump 2 going to Sam Reynolds, and advancing on. That's going to be Sam Reynolds.
Sam Reynolds getting it, and that's how the free riders are going to be able to execute the win here.
All right, well, let's send it downstairs with Tom standing by with Sam Reynolds, who's advancing on. Tom, take it.
So, Sam, you went for the tricks. You lost maybe a little bit of speed, but at the end of the day, it paid off. How was the course? What did you think?
Pretty cool. The course is so difficult now because the berms are tiny, so many people have gone off the top of the berms, so they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller every lap, and now it's like you're really aiming for stuff like this big. And but yeah, I went for the tricks there, and then luckily it paid off. Yeah, having a good time.
Good. Well, we hope to see you again, win again further in the competition. Back to you, Brad.
All right, thanks a lot, Dom. Catching up with Sam Reynolds from Great Britain. The good news is he's moving on, but well, I guess the good or bad news, facing Greg Watts of the USA when they match up next.
Yeah, good friends, those blokes. But then Adrien Laurent, we have doing his bye run as well, as we explained for Greg Watts, who went down on his last bye run. There was a couple people previously in the rounds of 16 that crashed out, and that's why we have 2 bye runs here, but we make them both go down course to make it more fair to the riders, so that, you know, these people who have the bye aren't in an advantage for holding off.
I'm going to put this to you. If you were in a bye round, you had no one to race against, would you throw your hardest tricks on those jumps? Would you show the other competitors what you're going to be doing?
No, but sometimes for the crowd it's fun though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so.
But strategy.
It gets the crowd hyped. Like people like Andrea, I could see doing that.
Yeah, it's not going to show any, like Andrea, I see what you're saying. For me, I think the strategy factor on that one would be, I'm not going to show everything right here, and then I'm going to surprise them.
Yeah, so like, I don't know, we're talking about Andreo, and he hasn't actually stepped up and ridden this. I wonder what the audience pick is on who they want to see. Like, what kind of racers would you like to see in speed and style?
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Quentin Derbier from France on the red. Kelly McGarry from New Zealand, the Kiwi on the blue. Advantage going to Derbier, winner of run 1. And we are back to racing GT dual speed and style.
So Derbier clearly having the whole shot in front of the New Zealand boy, Diamondback Bicycles. Kelly McGarry X up, keeping it nice and simple. He knows, you know, even a small trick like that is going to go.
Same line though. Yeah. That's what he did on that first jump on his first run.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Going over those log jumps, it looked to be taking a lot of riders' speed. Brendan Howie from Canada I actually saw who got the entire thing. Looked like he maybe shaved 2 seconds off his time there.
So Kelly, that's exactly what Kelly McGarry went for on his last run. Had the X up, then got the backflip on the last jump. Well, Quentin Derbier, very fast, winner of the speed.
So we're just going to take a replay. Oh, look at it blowing through the corner. I think that's what Reynolds was talking about.
Exactly.
How you're coming in and all the riders are just washing it so hard that the line that you have to keep is so minimal.
It's a game of millimeters out there.
Yeah, precise riding from the pro boys.
All right, well, obviously, you know, Derbier with the speed. Now here we go to the jumps, and jump number 1. And the first round went to Quentin. This time it goes to Kelly McGarry. So Kelly McGarry gets jump 1, gets jump 2. Who is advancing on? And Quentin Derbier is advancing on and has eliminated Kelly McGarry.
So back up to the top. I think we have Cam Zink, Sensis owner. Well, not even Sensis rider. You know, the big guy behind that cool grip company. But no stranger to mountain biking in any discipline. All riders know who Cam Zink is. But the new guy from France, Thomas Lemois, he was doing really good at some of the previous events that were going on in the FMB Tour, and he's out here at this first Diamond Stop, and he's wanting to race the speed and style as well. Looks like he has the whole shot over Zink, though.
Zink
Man, he's really pushing it, coming around this rock section. Zink is behind, it looks like, but they're coming into the first jump. Let's see who's in front. Zink is getting the trick advantage there. And Lemois, both keeping it very low. Zink looks like he's on the charge, getting a big push out of that wall. Lemois gapping the section. Zink, blowing the pedals, and 360X up. Lemois is definitely going to be getting the last jump. We're going to see.
Wow. And you know, you got to give it up for Cam Zink. He caught back up to him, but then missed the pedals, as you said, Ryan. So this is going to be very interesting. Cam Zink, the winner back in 2012 out here. So where is this going to, what is this going to do for him?
So let's take a replay look at what's going on. Lemois railing those corners. That inside corner of that top line looks like it's one of the fastest ones that you can have. And then popping into the last jump, you see Zink just blew that corner a little bit. Oh, and Lemois going super far in that 360 exit, but he executed a better trick there. Zink blew up the pedals, couldn't quite regain himself to go get the trick going.
This might do it for him.
So we're going to see what the judges think for the jump 1 and 2.
Speed going to Lemois. Jump 1 going to Cam Zink. Jump 2 going to be going to Thomas Lemois, and here we go.
Look at the times.
Oh, Cam Zink. It shows Cam Zink advancing on right there. So even missing the pedals, not being able to trick the last jump, but keeping it close, Cam Zink, the winner, he'll be moving on.
So back to the Canadian rack. We saw Tom van Steenbergen washed out in the last corner as Mitch Chubby was able to cruise down there. Let's see if he can maybe do something a little mix-up like Cam just got in his last round.
So 2 Americans left in it on this 4th of July.
It's all you're rooting for, isn't it, Brad?
I'm just stating the obvious, man. It's 4th of July. You got 2 Americans still in there.
How's the surfing up there in the Pacific Northwest?
It's a little cold. You wear a lot of rubber.
Yeah.
Lots of millimeters between you and the water.
It's not quite like Long Beach.
No. So Mitch Chubby got the win because Tom went down. So now if Tom runs the race that he knows how to run, maybe he can compete, maybe he can make up the difference, but he's going to need a lot here.
Yeah, and you know, we watch Mitch quite often on the FMB not like to compete when the wind is out there, so we'll see what his mindset is judging on the wind here today when it's speed and style, a different discipline.
Is it a trick selection at that point? You got wind coming in, maybe you don't want to flip it at that point on one of the jumps?
Definitely. Mitch is one of those riders who would not go for tricks right now in the wind like that, or at least his big tricks. I know sometimes riders actually explain that it seems to be less of a factor for wind if you do a spin trick or something. But look, Tom is out in front as they're coming around into the flat rock section corner. That off camber. Van Steenbergen backflip over that first jump where Chubby is not going for anything. Coming up into the SRAM wall, keeping it in the middle. We've seen a few riders going lower, so that's going to make... Oh, and Tom gapping the entire section. Mitch deciding to roll over it like a whoops. And Chubby, neither of them going for tricks off the last jump, so...
Actually, I wonder what the judges do in that scenario.
Well, Chuby may be playing it safe because he had such a big advantage.
He does have a massive advantage, so he hit the maximum.
I like his style there. Just play it safe and see if you move on. So let's watch some of the replays here. Here's take a look at it right here.
And Van Steenbergen, you see, getting the lead off that last SRAM wall, and keeping it low over there. Just cruising. He knew that he had the win on that one.
All right, winner of speed, Tom Van Steenbergen. Now we go to the jump section. This is like anyone's game here. It's up to the judges. Jump 1 going to Van Steenbergen. Jump 2 going to Van Steenbergen. Did he have enough? Mitch Chuby did have enough because Tom went down in that first run. So Mitch Chuby will be going on. All right, well, we got it down to the final 8 coming up for you. That's on the way for you. And we'll be right back with more racing. Your GT dual speed and style coming up next. And now we have narrowed it down to the Elite 8. And I'll tell you what, deuces are wild out here today. 2 Brits, 2 Canadians, 2 Americans, and 2 Frenchmen here making up the Elite 8. How cool is that?
Quite cool. I like that we're so international. And then, like, we're going to a slalom type of event, and you have 2 from each. Yeah, deuces are wild.
Deuces
you, lingo man.
Just throwing it out. Well, les deux Alpes, deuces are wild. All right. See, so we're going to just tie that in all day long. All right, here's the matchup we're going to see here. The first matchup between these two. Bernard Kerr from Great Britain against Brendan Howie from Canada. Bernard Kerr will get the red course, and Brendan Howie will get the blue course, Ryan.
Yep, so I don't know if there's a bit of a mechanical on something. Yeah, Bernard Kerr, no, maybe not. I'm not too sure. Somebody, I think, had a bit of a mechanical. We're just going to see who's racking up. No, Howie's in the gate, so Kerr, I think he maybe even just did a bike change. I don't think that's his bike.
So Brendan Howie, you can see there. Ken on the right, Bernard Kerr on the left from Great Britain.
So, World Cup racer versus incredibly relaxed and chill Canadian freerider.
No, these
Brendan
guys
Howie.
absolutely hate each other. Well, maybe not. All right. But I always think the edge goes to the free riders. That's always been my call on this one.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of racers might, give me some crap over that one. But here we go. Into racing right now. Brendan Howie blue, Bernard Kerr red.
So Howie got the push off the gate there. Let's see if he can hold it around this flat off camber rock corner. Bernard Kerr, they're really close, neck and neck there. Both going for no tricks. They're both going for just the speed. It's nice to see a free rider just going for the race background as well. Neck and neck. This has turned into a dual slalom race as Howie and Bernard Kerr are linking up. Gonna be a tiebreaker here. Oh! Woo! We're gonna have to take it down to the times. Oh, and it looks like Howie's clock was...
It looks like Bernard Kerr. I mean,
I think that was so close.
that is tighter than a Beyonce dinner dress right there between those two.
And it's cool to see that Howie was just going for the race. No tricks at all. Showing that he has that speed.
So straight up race style here. I like to see that. Okay, here we go. So speed goes to Bernard Kerr. Now the jump, very similar, so we'll see how the judges are going to play this one. Jump 1, Bernard Kerr.
Okay, and jump 2, Bernard Kerr.
Well, that's got to mean that he is going to take the win there on their first matchup together.
24.23 seconds, Bernard Kerr is the winner of this.
Okay, so as we saw in the last jump there, maybe we get a bit of a replay to check out why the judges decided to go for Bernard Kerr on both the ops, but I think Howie got a little blown on a couple of them, so they're going for style. If both the riders don't do it, I think they're just working on the style of who's good. But look at two free riders now. Greg Watts, 4th of July.
Yes. Here we go.
Versus Great Britain.
There we go.
Sam Reynolds out, and Watts, the veteran slalom sea otter rider, looks like he's putting those talents to use again. Big backflip out of Watts, backflip table out of Reynolds. Looks like he had a lot more speed. He flew down the transition. Reynolds as well is trying to keep up. Oh, he's gaining a bit of speed judging from those two symmetrical corners. Watts blows down past the line there. Backflip X up versus 360 X up.
Yeah, wow. I don't have, what's harder? I mean, how do you call that one? So look at those guys high-fiving each other. So let's see.
25.51 seconds.
Okay, let's just take a look back at what went on. That was the last jump. Backflip X up versus the 360 X up. My opinion.
What's your opinion? I got to know this one.
My opinion is those X ups were both the exact same, but a 360 is harder than a backflip, and especially when you're doing speed.
All right.
So
Greg Watts, winner of speed. So let's see. Jump number 1. That's going to go to Sam Reynolds. Okay.
Jump number 2, Sam Reynolds.
Wow.
Boom. So what are the times here? Greg Watts is back 0.3. Reynolds jumped in the lead after that one.
So Sam Reynolds will have the advantage when they mix it up, when they face off a second time. And we'll take our attention back up top of this GT dual speed and style course here in Les Deux Alpes. Brad J, Ryan Meyer calling all the action for you here, and Adrien Laurent against Quentin Derbier.
Woo! French invasion.
Oh, here
the
we
deuces.
go.
And 2 racers as it is. Quentin Derbier and Adrien Laurent. Laurent, who is our pump track defending champion from Les Deux Alpes and from Whistler.
Yeah.
They both seem to be going for the race style, neck and neck. This seems like another one that is going to go right down to the wire. Adrien Laurent on the left side of your screen. Quentin Derbier on the right. Oh, big backflip out of Adrien Laurent.
I got to think that's going to seal it for him right there on their first matchup.
This is what we like to see. What racers do you think have those trick backgrounds? I know a couple of them used to be kind of in the free ride scene. Man, nice to see those racers going a little upside down as well.
Well, let's take a look at some of these replays here.
So as we see them jumping into that last jump, that's where Benoit really was showing that he was getting that advantage.
That's some smart riding right there, Laurent right there. I like what he's all about right there. Winner of the speed, you knew that was going to happen. Jump number 1, not sure where that one's going to go.
So jump 1 going to Laurent.
And then jump 2's got to go to Laurent too, yeah.
So he's going to extend his lead. He got the time and he got both the jumps. That's going to put Quentin Derbier back 1.66 seconds. And we'll have to see how they react for that one.
Let's take a look at a GoPro course preview courtesy of Kelly McGarry, the Kiwi, breaking this course down. Take a look at this.
Hey guys, Kelly McGarry here. We're here at Crankworx France 2014. Gonna go for a run down the speed and style course. Check it out. Yeah, so the speed and style course is here. It's really fun to ride. A couple of sweet little jumps there, and you basically got to be fast and be able to do a couple of cool tricks and have a bit of stews to take the win. Should be a good event.
There, Kelly McGarry right there taking us through that course preview. And of course, he was taken out by Quentin Derbier, who we just saw got taken out by Adrien Laurent on their first matchup. But I'll tell you, our next matchup, these guys are ready. Make sure on Twitter, you hashtag everything Crankworx L2A, Crankworx L2A. Your pictures, your thoughts on Twitter. It doesn't matter. We want you all involved, so hashtag it Crankworx L2A. We want to hear from you. All right, next up, it's going to be Cam Zink and Mitch Chubby going at it. So USA versus Canada right now. So if this was Canada Day, then I would, you know, give you the time on that.
Yeah, well, happy belated birthday, Canada.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday, Canada, and
just a
happy birthday, America.
Couple days ago.
All right, Cam Zink, the winner back in 2012. Here we go, back to racing, Ryan.
Yeah, one of the original adversaries who really said that he wanted to have something like this implemented into the mountain bike scene. Okay, Zink, backflip table. Chubby going for the backflip table as well. We haven't seen Chubby do a trick yet. So we were talking about the wind being a big factor, and I know as he's against Zink here, he knows that Zink has the speed and the tricks, and this is where he's got to show his cards as well. And a backflip again from Zink, and another oh! Chubby going down on that one. Over-rotating the flip. Looks like he's up, just gonna give him the head nod to Zink. And that's where it comes is a little bit difficult as the racers are going really fast off that. Here you check it. First jump looked to be perfect, and then coming into the second one, Mitch was maybe having a bit too much speed and over-rotated that cork flip it looked like he was going for.
And I got to think that, look, he's looking at Cam Zink because he's behind on the speed. He sees Cam Zink throwing the backflip in there, so he knows if he's going to try and get him, he's got to do something too.
Yeah, so I think maybe he was going for a cork flip or yeah, a flat spin 3, but couldn't quite make it work.
So speed goes to Cam Zink, jump 1 goes to Cam Zink, jump 2 goes to Cam Zink, and Mitch Chubby is going to have his work cut out for him when they match up a second time here in the Elite 8.
But hey, last year we saw a big fumble from Zink as well as he was racing Kyle Straight. He had a washout as well, so who knows what happens for the next round.
We're not Nostradamus here. Can't predict the ending of this one. We'll coming up for you. That's right. The second matchups between our Elite 8 coming your way next. GT, dual speed and style. That's how we do it.
Fuel TV vit ici, ici, ici et ici. On vit ici et ici aussi. Fuel TV vit là où le style de vie des sports d'action nous emmène. Des États-Unis à l'Europe, du sport à la culture, de la télévision au portable. Des os cassés aux records battus, Fuel TV est active et en donne. 24 heures sur 24, 7 jours par semaine. On comprend pourquoi on la vit. Oui, chez nous et où se trouve Fuel TV. Bienvenue.
Soch présente 1, 2, 3, 4 forfaits mobiles à partir de 4,99 € par mois. Sans engagement, simple pour tous à partir de 4,99 € par mois. Souscription sur soch.fr.
And I'll tell you what, the rest of the webcast schedule for you is as followed. Your latest Alpes pump track will be doing later on today, presented by RockShox. Looking forward to that one. Adrien Laurent trying to defend his big win from last year and also his win in Whistler. And then, of course, on Saturday, oh, you've been waiting for it, the signature event of Crankworx always is the slope-style event. Going to be taking place for you tomorrow, so please join us for that. And brand new to the webcast schedule, your Polygon Air DH. That is going to be awesome. It's not going to be awesome, and that's going to take over on your Sunday. Polygon Air DH, that is your webcast schedule. Please join us. And Red Bull TV, you can watch everything. Make sure you hashtag everything. Just Crankworx. Just do it, Crankworx. This LTA thing is a little too much. Crankworx is how we're going to do it. So hashtag Crankworx only, and that will take care of business. Brendan Howie, Bernard Kerr going at it, and Bernard Kerr, the winner in race number 1. So what is Brendan Howie going to have to do to try and make up the advantage?
Well, I think he has to do a bit of tricks, maybe. We know how he has, you know, I lived down the street a block. I grew up with this kid, and he had the sickest jump track in his backyard. I mean, like, kind of side, front yard. So we know he has tricks. Suicide know how now.
Okay.
And look at how much style was out of that kid. He didn't lose any speed, really. Howie is still neck and neck with Kerr. Kerr might have a tiny bit of an advantage coming into this last section. Howie gapping that logs feature, coming into the time section, and Howie going for the trick advantage again there. So he learned from his mistakes in the first round, but let's see if it's enough for the overall.
Did you teach him that suicide no-hander he did on jump 1?
No.
I know you taught him a lot of stuff.
No, I think I only like gave him pointers on how to do no-foot cans.
That's it.
And kind of how to jump. Yeah, we had like local jumps. My brother Nick and I, we kind of like started the whole bike scene into Austin, and Howie is the, I mean, he's like the kid who really shows everyone that you can be in those small towns and still come out on top as a professional rider.
All right, so let's see. The winner of speed, obviously Bernard Kerr there. Brendan Howie, does he get the jump sections to have a chance to make it up? Here we go, jump 1. Yes, he gets jump number 1. Does he get jump number 2? Yes, survey says Brendan Howie gets jump number 2, but does he advance on by making it up on the jumps?
No, unfortunately, he's less than a second behind in the overall.
So that means Bernard Kerr from Great Britain will be moving on to the final 4. And so now we take it back up top. USA versus Great Britain. Greg Watts on the blue. Sam Reynolds on the red from Great Britain. Sam Reynolds with the advantage from race number 1 between these guys. So you got to think PlayStation's going to have something here to answer back. Double or nothing, whatever you want to call it. Here goes Greg Watts.
And both these guys as well have their big main event slope style tomorrow, so we'll see how many tricks they want to let out of the bank here. Maybe they take it as a practice session. Look, neck and neck, side by side.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's like symmetry. Let's see, we should maybe do some synchronized freestyle.
I do not want to see that in the Olympics.
Man, this is a sick race. Look at how close they are into the finish line. And again, symmetrical backflip bar spin out of Watts. And I'm sorry, I didn't exactly catch the 360 variation that Sam did. My eyes were not linking up too fast.
Hey,
but
that was an epic race right there.
That is exactly the epitome of what we expect to see for speed and style.
Take a look at these replays.
So check it. Both these riders know how to ride a corner. Both of them know how to hit a jump. And that is why speed and style has been evolved. Boy, I think Greg is maybe going to take the first jump advantage on there. And Reynolds went for a 360 table.
Yeah. Okay, well, now it is up to the judges here. Winner of speed goes to Greg Watts right now. So if Greg Watts can get the jumps, maybe he can make up the difference. Sam Reynolds, jump number 1 goes to Greg Watts. Got the speed and jump number 1.
And jump 2.
Jump 2, so it's a clean sweep. And who is moving on? And Greg Watts for the USA is moving on. He made up the difference for Sam Reynolds, and Reynolds has been eliminated.
Well, that's how it's done. Neck and neck down to the wire. And then that time advantage, that really takes a factor. But that was an awesome race.
Wow.
I really like watching that stuff.
I need a cold shower after that one. That was a really good race.
Oh, but polar opposite, the French duo.
Yeah, it's Adrien Laron and Quentin Derbier. And Derbier
has to make up 1.66.
Yeah. So Laron, who's doing double duty, will compete later on in pump track.
Okay, 3, 2,
The starter started them out. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and we are underway. Back at it.
So, Derbier, oh, they're neck and neck on that outside corner, but anyway, Laurent, yeah, it seems like they're neck and neck still. Laurent is a little bit behind of Derbier. And this is so low as you can get on that SRAM wall. Flat out dual slalom style. Who makes it? And Laurent, I think, was able to make it, and he's as well probably going to grab that trick advantage on the bottom jump. So I think it just leaves it up to the top jump who had it.
Yeah, I gotta think that Laurent is going to be the one moving on here, because it looked like Quentin Derbier slipped the pedal on that last jump.
Very tight. Let's see what the jury will give. About the tricks.
See, there you go. You can see him with that little foot dab right there, and missed that pedal. So there it is.
Everything can happen.
Now we will see. So winner of speed, obviously Adrien Laron. Jump number 1, you were talking about this one. Ryan, who's going to get this one? Jump number 1's going to Quentin Derbier. Jump number 2's got to go to Laron. Yes, it does. And so who is moving on? And Adrien Laron is moving on. Quentin Derbier has been eliminated. All right, well, it is time to check in with Dom.
Adrien, congratulations, you advanced to the next round. You have a big day ahead of you. You're going to in the pump track tonight. Do you think like this kind of course favors racers like you over guys that do slope style?
It's pretty the same. You can go really fast, and there is a lot of freestylers who go fast too, so it's tight and it's pretty fun to ride it. So we try to go fast and have some good tricks. We will see.
And so, are you worried you're going to lose some energy tonight for the pump track? And because you have your title, you need to defend. How do you feel about that?
That's sure. I'm going to be more tired, but I love riding, so it doesn't matter. I do the both.
All right, well, we can't wait to see you again riding tonight and later in the rest of the race. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you so much, Dom, down there checking out with Adrien Laron. And he just likes riding, and as most of these guys do. But you know what? I'm not going to make it that. It's not going to be that easy for him. He's going to come in tired tonight. That could open the door for someone else. And here we go. Next up, Cam Zink going against Mitch Chubby. Chewbacca versus Zink right here. Canada versus USA. Zink on the blue and Chubby on the red. Cam Zink with the winner of the first matchup. Knuckles across the board. And here we go, back to racing.
Yeah, of course, Knuckles across is still really good friends, as competitive as these atmospheres can get, and money's on the line and pride's on the line. They're still best friends at the end of the day. So, Zink and Chubby, backflip, backflip. We're having some it looks like a figure skating contest. No, but in a much more serious and manly way.
No triple sow cows here, bro.
Oh, Chubby slipping his foot off this time, where Zink goes through. That was the complete opposite, where Zink slipped it on the opposite side last run.
Well, that's gonna just, that should just cinch it right there for Cam Zink, because he had the advantage there on the first one. Yeah, you're right, he did slip a pedal, but he was able to, on the matchup when they were in the 16, so he was able to get through that. Okay, here we go. Speed, obviously, Cam Zink. Now we go to jump number 1, and the winner, that's going to be Cam Zink on jump number 1. And he's going to take jump number 2, and that's got to mean that's going to be a clean sweep, or as we like to call a full pull, and Cam Zink will be moving on. And that is going to be set right there. Our final 4 is set, and we'll be seeing more racing here coming up. Your GT dual speed and style, the final 4, coming up next.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
361! Here he comes, Brandon Seminar. Oh, the double backflip, and it's beautiful.
Huge back. Oh, my God. Sit back and enjoy. This is the epitome of freeride mountain biking.
Obviously, everyone wants to be here.
The all-new Colossus N9. All mountain riders and enduro racers step to the front of the line. Your ride is here.
Well, we started with a ton of racers and free riders in the mix, and now we have narrowed it down to the top 4 guys competing out and trying to see who's going to come away with the big win here. GT dual speed and style. Brad J, that's me, Ryan Meyer, partner in crime out here. And we're going to get right into the racing here. Our next matchup, Bernard Kerr against Greg Watts. So Great Britain versus USA on America's birthday. I just throw that in there.
Battle of the Nations.
Well, I mean, I heard Cam McCall saying that, or Tyler McCall saying that Cam Zink is very patriotic, and he'll be coming up in the next matchup, and he's USA, so he would sure like to win it.
Oh, I think so. Very patriotic bunch we have out here from the United States.
I mean, isn't it only fitting that American would win on 4th of July? I mean, of all the days, 365 days a year, this would be the one. Canada Day, yes, I understand a Canadian should win on Canada Day.
Well, we know that America just got kicked out of the World Cup, and
I want to talk to Tomas Junon on that one. Here we go. Back to racing here. Bernard Kerr, Greg Watts. Watts on blue, Kerr on red.
So, Kerr. Well, actually, Watts is keeping it neck and neck as that outside corner is the slower one. Watts is definitely going to be taking the trick advantage as he does a big backflip over that first jump. SRAM wall, keeping it nice and low for both the riders here. So pumping in. Watts seems to have a bit more speed actually carrying out of that log. And into the last jump. Nice whip out of Bernard Kerr. That's quite some sick style. We saw him whipping it off in the Whip-Off Championship, the European official Whip-Off Championship. So, yeah, just the tongue twister of names Crankworx decides to put me through here. But Mr. Watts doing it for the United States. I think that backflip is going to keep a little bit of an advantage over top of that whip, however.
Okay, well, speed now, that's going to belong to Bernard Kerr. We know that one, and both jumps are going to go to Greg Watts, too, as well. That's going to be a no-brainer on that one. Bernard Kerr, jump number 1. Where does it go?
So as you saw, 0.97 that Greg had to make up on the last one.
So both jumps, as we said. So who's going to take the advantage?
By 0.07 of a second.
So Bernard Kerr with the advantage, but that is very easy to make up. So Greg Watts will have a good shot at doing that, just that. So right now, Bernard Kerr will take the advantage on that first matchup. All right, there's a survey on Crankworx.com.
Yeah, so I think I was talking about that a little bit, and I was saying, you know, what racers would you like to see come out here and race, you know, speed and style, who aren't actually competing in it before? And we listed up a couple of riders who we think would do pretty good. So one of them is actually down with Dom right now.
All right, well, let's check in with Dom. Who is it? Dom, take it away.
Hey, Brad, I'm here with G. Atherton, downhill racer. G, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. We're just chilling out. I mean, track's closed at the moment, but we're waiting for the wind to drop, and hopefully we can get up there.
So that means you didn't have the chance to go practice as of now. So you didn't try out the course, or did you already, like yesterday or the days before?
No, not yet. We've seen the course. The track's too windy to ride at the moment, but I've heard it's similar to last year. You know, it's a lot of fun, very fast track, quite technical in sections. So, you know, I'm looking forward to getting up there.
And well, we're looking forward to see it live too, because I think this is the first year we have the downhill, the air downhill race live. So I mean, that's going to be good for you guys to have a little bit more visibility and to have it live. Does it make a little more pressure for you guys?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, you know, people been able to watch it helps. I mean, everyone's interested to see the track. It's going to be a good race, I think. You know, everyone's going to be pushing hard, and hopefully it's a good show. But yeah, I'm going to be super nervous, but yeah, I can't wait to get up there.
And talking about pressure, any chance we're going to see you in speed and style sometime soon?
Well, not this year. The final's just about to start, so I don't think I'm going to make it, but I'll stick to the downhill for now, I think.
All right. Stick. That's good. Well, thank you so much, G.
Cool,
and back to you, Brad.
I gotta think that I would like to see G Atherton. I would I would love to see G Atherton get out here and race speed and style. He's a defending champ in Air DH, and we'll see him on Sunday.
Yeah, so we got that poll going up. Yeah, we just threw that in the mix. G Atherton?
Yes.
Greg Menard?
Yes.
Stevie Smith?
Yes.
Danny Hart?
Yes.
Josh Ratboy Bryceland?
I want to see them all step up to speed and style.
Yeah, so we're gonna see. Maybe we get the popular vote and they decide to get told from their sponsors, you should go race speed and style.
Here we go. French, not today. French versus USA. French fries versus freedom fries. Here we go.
Racer versus the ultimate free rider. The legend, the man who can do anything on a bike, Cam Zink. Big old backflip, but as we saw in the previous round, Adrien Laurent as well has a backflip, which I bet he's going to be throwing off this last jump. Zink is catching up. He's got a bobble on the ladder section. Big backflip. The backflip table out of Zink.
Well, the speed obviously goes to Adrien Laurent right there. And then, you know, jump number one, I mean, obviously that's got to go to Cam Zink. But then it's up to the judges on jump number two. Take a look at the replays here, Ryan.
Yep, so as we see, Laurent is definitely having the speed advantage. He's Mr. Pump Track, and there goes Zink with the obvious trick advantage on that first jump, and then Laurent doing that backflip again in this heat. We saw him advance because of that backflip in the previous heat. So we know that's in his bag of tricks.
Speed to Laurent. No problem there. So
Zink is 1 second something back.
Jump one goes to Cam Zink.
And jump two, Cam Zink as well. So that 360, that backflip tabletop, pardon me.
And winner Adrien Laurent is going to take the win there on run number one.
But that's going to make it a real tight finish for the next run, hey?
And we also saw Cam Zink have a little trouble. Now, if he doesn't have that bobble, maybe he takes the advantage. All right, well, the second and final run's coming up for our final four. As we break it down for you, we'll be right back with more GT Dual Speed and Style. Check it on Red Bull TV.
My nuts. Well, that worked out. I guess Chris hit it, so I made it down.
And we're back to Final Four. And their second matchups. Right now, we got Bernard Kerr going to go against Greg Watts. Bernard Kerr with the advantage. Then we'll see Adrian Laron going against Cam Zink, and Laron with the advantage there. But first up, there you can see Watts right there on the left, and on the right, Bernard Kerr. So USA versus Great Britain here on a 4th of July Friday here in Les Deux Alpes. One of the most epic places to free ride in all of Europe. And of course, that's where Crankworx always sets up camp.
Yep.
And here we go, locked and loaded, Bernard Kerr and Greg Watts off to racing.
Look at that. You know, I thought he was supposed to be foot down on the ground, but I think Bernard Kerr was allowed to do the standing start. I think he's riding clipless versus Greg Watts here. Oh, and into the backflip from Watts. They're neck and neck as they're coming down, and Watts is doing the tricks. Bernard Kerr not doing the tricks so much. Let's see if he's going to go for a whip off the end, and both of them gapping the log section, getting a little squirrely. Bernard Kerr getting the speed advantage on this one, and Watts, I believe, is going to be taking the tricks, but is it going to be enough?
Yeah, that's the thing right there, because it was so close. I mean, obviously, Bernard Kerr is going to take the win as far as speed goes, but then it comes down to the jumps. Was it enough to make up, as Ryan Meyer just said? So this will be who is moving on to the final and who's moving on to the small final between these guys. That's what's up for grabs here. So here you go. The winner of speed, Bernard Kerr from Great Britain. Greg Watts obviously is going to take both jumps. Jump 1, yes, you can see it in green right there. That means it belongs to Watts. Jump 2 belongs to Watts as well. Was it enough to move on? And Greg Watts has done it. He's advancing on to the finals. Greg Watts. Bernard Kerr going to the small final.
Yeah, America.
Well, I mean, this is the patriotic day for Americans, man.
Yeah, I think so. If you want to do good for your country, I think it's today.
All right, let's send it down to Dom is standing by with Greg Watts, an American that is moving on to the finals. Dom?
So, Greg, how stoked are you to go to the final on Independence Day, on the 4th of July?
I think it's pretty awesome. I mean, it's like one of my favorite holidays, and being at this contest, it kind of pushes me a little bit harder to, do it for my country.
For the country. That's good. Do you have a specific plan for the finals? Does it depend against who you're
going? The plan all along, go as fast as you can and do as many tricks as you can without falling.
It seems to have worked well until now. So
I've had some close calls, but still in there.
Perfect. Well, good luck for the finals, and back to you, boys.
Thanks a lot, Dom. Check it out. And you know what? It's his holiday that he likes to celebrate, and hey, if it motivates you to get to the finals, ups to you, man, Greg Watts.
Exactly. There you go. You find your little energy.
There you go. Now you got Adrian Laron and Cam Zink. Adrian Laron, he has the advantage after their first matchup. Cam Zink right now, this is it. Can it be an all-American final, or is he going to be heading to the small final? Cam Zink, Adrian Laron, USA versus a Frenchman.
Both of these are Crankworx gold medalists. Adrian Laron taking it, defending world champion in pump track, we'll say, as he took both Les Deux Alpes last year and Whistler. But Mr. Cam Zink going for the knack-knack there. The easier trick. He knew that Adrian Laron was not going to be able to do the trick on that first one.
Oh, look how close it is.
Zink just snagged it. Looked like he had a little troubles in the corner, and this is neck and neck. Backflip for his backflip tweak from Cam Zink.
Oh my goodness.
So as I was trying to sputter out there as they were coming down, Zink, we know, has already won a speed and style event. He's one of the inaugural guys who is pumping up this sport and saying, we really want speed and style to come up in here. But let's just take a look back and see how they came down. So symmetrical. Knack-knack out of Zink, where Adrian Laron was trying to keep it nice and low. Roland lined up into that corner, and then backflip just perfectly in line. I can't even tell they're within the same millimeter of a second, I assume, on the time zone there.
Winner of speed goes to Cam Zink. Here we go, now to the jumps. Jump number 1, survey says Cam Zink. Here we go, jump number 2. Who's it gonna go to? Cam Zink with the speed and the clean sweep. Oh, say can you see? A All-American final. Wow, let's send it down to Dom with an All-American final. Wow.
So we're going for an American final. So no matter what happens on the 4th of July, you must be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, Watts is going to be tough, but I mean, no person I'd rather be with in the final than him. You know, especially with him being an American, good friend, and yeah, good fun racing. But that's when the best competition comes out, when we're both just pushing hard, not nervous of each other, just like pushing, you know.
That's good. It's motivating to ride with a friend. It's motivating to ride like on today on the 4th of July, I'm sure. And well, we're really excited to see what you got for the last final, and we'll definitely see you on the podium again.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.
Happy 4th of July.
Yeah, amen.
All right. Well, Greg Watts, Cam Zink, USA final. Then you got Bernard Kerr, Great Britain, and Adrien Laurent from France for the small final. It's all coming up. Your GT Speed and Style coming back at you.
Put that on your calendar, August 8th to the 17th. That's Crankworx 2014.
Well, welcome to Crankworx Les Alpes here, the 3rd year. And here we are, your GT Dual Speed in Style. We've narrowed it down to your final and your small final. Who's going to get up on the podium? Well, it's an All-American final. Greg Watts from the USA versus Cam Zink from the USA. That's the final. But we're going to get things started with Bernard Kerr out of Great Britain and Adrien Laurent from France. They're going to be in our small final. But before we get right back to the racing action, I think Dom's got a special guest. Let's check in with Dom Granger right now with a special guest. Dom?
I do have a special guest, another awesome GT athlete, Marc Vermont. You are a downhill racer. You are getting mentally ready for the race to try the new course. You can try it. Do you know of any changes of the course this year?
Obviously, we've been coming to Crankworx here for a couple of years, so I believe that the course is very similar to previous years. It's pretty unique in it's like super fast, so obviously it's super fun for everyone to come and ride here. And the only change I know of is they've made a couple of big jumps in the finish area just over here behind us. We have a huge step down into quite a big tabletop, so that'll make it an exciting finish for everyone to see, and hopefully brings it a little bit closer to the town, which is nice for the fans to support and hopefully make some noise.
And you seem to have your game face on right now. Are you? Is it a lot of pressure? Are you mentally preparing for this? How do you see the race going?
You know, every race is important, and it's obviously our ultimate goal is the World Cup. But it's nice to come here, and it's a little bit more relaxed. But still, you know, once you start racing, it will be serious. And yeah, I'll be looking to perform well.
Well, we are looking forward to see you on the course. Thank you so much for talking to us, and we'll be back to you, Brad. That race is happening on Sunday.
Also, all the volunteers who have to get an endless hours.
All right, yeah, there you go. The Polygon Air DH. That is going to be for the first time on Webcast here in France. Yes, we put it on the Webcast in Whistler, Crankworx, but first time here in Les Deux Alpes. So super excited to see Polygon Air DH make its way on the Webcast, Ryan, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's a fun event to always come check out, especially. We have it on the last day usually of the Crankworx Festival as well in Whistler. We have it after the slope style, but it's one of those fun events that all the guys can come out to and just have a good time cheering at the bottom of the crowd. And I wonder if they have something like Heckler's Rock up there?
You know what? I don't know if they do. I mean, we were just calling the slope style and the pump track and then speed and style last year, so that'll be interesting to see if they have a little zone where the hecklers kind of, if you don't know Heckler's Rock, well, just look that up. You can search the videos online, and you can see what Heckler's Rock is all about in Whistler. All right, enough of these shenanigans. Let's take it back up top, all of our attention back up top for more racing. We're going to start things off with a small final, the battle for third place right now, and that's going to be between a Brit and a Frenchman. Bernard Kerr from Great Britain against Adrien Laurent, our pump track extravaganza winner. I mean, the guy won them both last year here in Les Deux Alpes, and he also won pump track in Whistler, and we'll see him again competing tonight. But I got to wonder, he's got to be tired. He's going to be tired.
He's definitely going to be tired, but as well, we saw him do this last year. I believe he competed in speed and style and then went to pump track and just dominated again. And he has a drive in him. He just loves going fast around those corners. We heard him in the interview previously with Dom, and he was saying, you know, I just love, I have so much fun out here. I have such a good time. And I think he's just one of those riders that is so driven by just being absorbed by this Crankworx atmosphere. Well, let's look at neck and neck as they're breaking down here. Bernard Kerr from Great Britain taking the speed, I believe, in a toboggan. And then Adrien Laurent, though, going for the big backflip off the last jump.
So I like Laurent, his plan there. He sees that when you see that you're not going to take the speed and you're able to see what the last guy is doing on the last jump, you got to try and step things up.
So just taking a replay look at that first jump, they both decided to keep it low, and then both had the same mindset of doing a trick off that last jump. Bernard Kerr going for something a little creative, the toboggan style.
Well, here we go.
What the judges say.
Winner of speed, Bernard Kerr. Now it is down to the jumps. I'm not sure who took it on jump one. Well, Bernard Kerr, there's your answer on that one. So jump number two, that's going to go to Adrien Laurent. And who's going to take the advantage here in their first matchup here in the small final? That's going to go to Bernard Kerr from Great Britain. So he's going to have the advantage when they match up again. So Adrien Laurent going to have a little bit of his work cut out for him. And here we go. You can hear him saying America Day up top as Greg Watts from the USA versus Cam Zink from the USA on a 4th of July Friday.
Okay.
Both these guys very patriotic, but both of them want to win. Here we go.
So let's go. Maybe it's East Coast versus West Coast. Well, not really. Reno isn't so East Coast, is it? But let's see. Santa Cruz, California versus Reno, Nevada. Who's going to take this one? We know it's America, and they both have a racing background. Both going for backflip X-ups. I believe Zink just did a backflip 1-foot X-up in there. And Zink is a little bit behind Greg on the speed. He said that it was going to be harder, but Zink clears those log jumps and makes up a bit of time coming into the bottom. 360 X-up out of Zink versus Watts doing a backflip X-up. So as we saw, the judges score higher for Reynolds earlier in the heat with that 360 X-up. I think that was going to be going for Zink, so who knows? I think it might come down all the way to tricks on this one. So just checking that, the backflip X-ups on the first jump, and then the scramble. Look at how low Zink was off that one. He was really trying to make up all the speed. And 360 for his backflip. Let's see if it goes inverted rotation versus Y-axis.
I'm nervous, man. Winner of speed goes to Greg Watts. Now the jumps. What do the judges say? Greg Watts or Cam Zink on jump number 1? That is going to go to, that's going to go to Cam Zink. So speed goes to Watts, jump 1 goes to Zink, jump 2 goes to Cam Zink. So does he make it up? It was pretty close. I got to think he's going to. Yes, winner goes to Cam Zink, so he takes the advantage when they match up again. Wow.
So we're just gonna have the riders take that little. We have a T-bar system. It's quite a cool system as well for the slope style riders. They really like it. You know, you can just go finish your lap, you roll over to the T-bar, and then you get all the way back up to the top, nice and easy.
Back in my day, we had to pedal to the top of the mountain. All right, well, we got the small final second matchup coming up, but let's send things down with Dom standing by down in the mix. Dom, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm with Greg Watts. So Greg didn't win this one. What are you gonna attempt? What's your plan to try to get the second race?
Well, I kept it kind of mellow with the tricks. I was even with the racing, so just got to go all out and you know, throw your best tricks, kind of surprise him maybe. So hopefully he doesn't throw his best tricks, but
let's not speak too loud, maybe.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, but in any case, we're best buds, and it's our country's birthday, so we're just happy to be up there together.
That's the spirit. Fantastic. Well, can't wait to see what you have up your sleeve for that one.
Well, I'll tell you what, they all got a lot up their sleeve, and I know that Greg Watts has numerous tricks that he could throw down, Cam Zink as well. Well, our next matchup is going to be between Bernard Kerr and Adrien Lerone, and Lerone is the winner of the pump track. He won it out here last year. He also won it in Whistler, but it's not about the pump track right now. He's got to come back and win a second run. But let's take a look at the pump track. That's going to be coming up later tonight. Take a look at what went down ladies up last year in the pump track challenge.
Rock Shock Pump Track Challenge. It starts right now.
Well, the Walker seems like he's getting it going pretty good.
Adrien Lerone versus Matt Walker here in the finals.
And they're off on the racing into the finals here. Your pump track out presented by Rock Shock.
Second.
And it goes to Adrien Lerone, the winner. France wins it. Matt Walker will just have to settle for second.
Crankworx.com.
Adrien Lerone with the big win, and not just the big win in Ladies Alpes last year, but he also took the win in Whistler. 8:45 for your local time. We'll be getting underway with that one for you. And I'm telling you right now, I'm saying that he's gonna be tired. There's no way you battle all the way through. I don't remember if he made the small final or the finals last year. He didn't, no.
My memory is a little bad on the short term. In the long term, it's even worse, so I really couldn't say anything about that.
Well, I suffer from CRS, and I'll talk to you that off mic on that one. But Bernard Kerr, Adrien Lerone, the matchup here for the small final. Bernard Kerr, he has got the advantage here.
But not by much, not by much.
All right, well, the matchup is set. Bernard Kerr, Great Britain, Adrien Lerone from France, the small final, and the final matchup for those two when we come back right after this GT Dual Speed and Style.
Put that on your calendar, August 8th to the 17th. That's Crankworx 2014.
cracked my nut. Well, that worked out. I guess Chris hit it, so I made it down.
And we are back taking a look at the beautiful French Alps here in Les Deux Alpes. An absolute awesome place to be. And if you've never been to Europe to do a little free riding, this is the place you want to be. All right, here we go. Bernard Kerr from Great Britain, Adrien Laurent from France. The second matchup between these two. Bernard Kerr with the advantage. If he could do it right here, he would get himself on the podium. But I'll tell you what, Adrien Laurent standing in his way. He needs to make up the difference. France versus Great Britain. Kerr on the blue course, Laurent on the red.
So, battle of the racers for this small final. That's what it's come down to in the free riders. Mr. America, All-American champs for the final. But back to the racing here. Real racing as it comes down to the dual slalom stuff and pushing the riders out of their comfort zone and into the trick variation. So, let's see. It looks like Bernard Kerr had a nicer whip than Adrien Laurent over the first jump. And he's lower off at the SRAM wall. So let's see if he's going to be able to carry the speed. He's hopping over the log section. Both of them hop the log section here. Coming into the last jump. Back from Adrien Laurent. Just a whip from Bernard Kerr.
Oh, I don't know. I think that might have just helped Adrien Laurent's cause right there by throwing the flip in, because they were so close on the speed between those two. I mean, if you're Adrien Laurent, you just got to go for broke. Check the replays. Boom.
So low from Bernard Kerr, though, on that SRAM wall. Really race-oriented. And then there's Adrien Laurent. We see that he was just a little bit, I don't know what that would be, 0.09 back.
Winner of speed for Bernard Kerr from Great Britain. Now to the jumps. I got to think they're going to go to Adrien Laurent. Jump number one, no, goes to Bernard Kerr. Adrien Laurent, does he get jump two? Yes, he does. Who is going to be taking third place out here today? And that is going to go to Bernard Kerr, taking the bronze out here today from Great Britain. Let's send it down to our bronze medal winner, standing by with Dom. Dom?
Yeah, I'm with third place winner, Mr. Kerr. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
So are you, how was the pressure up there on the last run? It must have been, because it was very close, the run against Laurent. So.
Yeah, it was hard. He's so fast, and I knew he had the flip on the last one, so I definitely knew I had to put a good run in, and I did again, so I was happy with that. It's just a shame I blew it before against Watts. I rolled a tire in a turn, just not enough pressure in there, but still a good day.
That's very good. I think you can go to bed happy tonight with your third place. It's pretty awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Back to you guys.
Well, there you go. Third place, bronze medal, whatever you want to call it. And remember Bernard Kerr earlier in the day saying, I'm just going to go out there and have fun. It's all about usually the jumps anyways. I'm not expecting to win. But he gets on the podium. Not bad for not expecting to do very good.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that's a pretty good atmosphere to look at. And
yeah.
He was really doing well as well at the whip-off contest yesterday. You know, a nice thing that all the riders are able to compete in so many disciplines here.
Here we go. USA versus USA, an all-American final. Cam Zink has the advantage. He's also the 2012 winner from this very event here in Les Deux Alpes. But can Greg Watts make up the difference? PlayStation versus Zink. Zink versus Watts. USA versus USA here on a 4th of July Friday, Independence Day. Both want to win, and we're back to racing.
Mr. Big Rampage backflip himself. First doubler, nothing, Greg Watts. We heard actually in the interview with Dom, Greg saying, you know, maybe we're going to bust out the big trick. So let's see into the first jump. What's coming up? Big backflip out of Watts.
Yeah.
Maybe he saw in the corner of his eye that Zink wasn't going for the big stuff. So Zink is just flying around there, though, really gaining the speed on Watts. He's almost a full corner in front. He's definitely going to take the trick advantage, or the speed advantage. Oh, and Greg is just holding off on the tricks as well on the last jump.
You know, maybe saving a little something. Maybe he thought it was too much to try and make up. Why go for broke? But we're going to find out right now who is going to be moving, or who's going to take the big win out here. Who's taking first? Who's taking second? I gotta think it's going to Cam, but take a look at these replays.
So what will happen right here? You have 1 second point.
So there are the corners. You see Gray coming around. He had a nice little roost on that inside line. And just having fun towards the end. I think Gray kind of knew that he couldn't really make up that big of an advantage. The riders have seen that. But it's all fun and games. America is down for 1 and 2. They know that they're both doing really good on the podium up here, but Brad is taking away.
Well, speed goes to Cam Zink. Jump number 1 goes to Greg Watts. Jump number 2 goes to Greg Watts. Clean sweep on the jumps. Cam with the speed. Who's taking the gold? Cam Zink, your gold medal winner on Independence Day. Oh, say can you see? There it is, gold medal to Zink. Greg Watts with the silver. Let's send it down to Dom, who's hanging out with our first and second place.
Let me take place in the middle here. How about that for a 4th of July? Perfect. All-American final. You guys happy?
Almost as good as 4th of July in the States, but I mean, it's pretty awesome that both of us run finals.
Yeah, the only way to be better than at home for 4th of July is to be winning. So.
There you go.
Made it work.
One more podium on your resume here at the dual speed and style. Another podium for you. Second place. That is still very good. I'm sure you guys are stoked to have been competing against each other.
Yeah, definitely. We're like real good friends at home too, so like it's just the icing on the cake.
So this whole friendship isn't fake at all. So it's actual real friendship between the two of you. So that's good.
Yeah, we've been known to drink a lot together too.
I'm sure there's going to be some pretty intense celebrations tonight for those two boys. So congratulations again, guys. You guys rock.
You know, the only one we're missing there, I think, is Kyle Straight. But we saw him battling out a couple times with Cam Zink previous years for speed and style. Maybe we can see him again out for Whistler. But yeah, I think they're going to do this little French town pretty good for American vibes.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. She said, like she's talking about, Dom's talking about them celebrating. I don't think they're going to celebrate too big with slopestyle looming around the corner tomorrow. I don't think that's a day that you go too big the day before. I think you just take the win, take the silver, be very happy on, of course, you know, for 4th of July. 8:45 Central European time. That is going to be how we start things off for your Pump Track Challenge presented by RockShox. And I got to think, Adrien Laurent, the defending champion, not only from here, defending champ from Whistler last year, he's going to have his work cut out for him. He's going to need some oxygen. He might need to go take a nap.
I think he might need to take a quick little power nap before he gets back on the power for the pump track here. And we're going to be out in the middle of the section, down with all the action. We're going to make it a pretty fun atmosphere for you guys to watch, so make sure that you tune back in for the Central European time, and we're going to make it going for the RockShox Pump Track Challenge.
Well, there you go. Cam Zink, the gold medal winner, taking first place. Greg Watts grabbing the silver, and third place going to Great Britain's Bernard Kerr with third. Well, on behalf of Dom Granger down there in the mix, Ryan Meyer up here, I'm Brad Shea. Join us for the Pump Track Challenge later on. Good night now.